Hello, my good people. My name is Rostoben, your life coach here. And today I want to discuss with you a basic topic, a topic on confusion. A situation where maybe you experience more often, or maybe once in a while you find yourself in, where you are not able to think straight, where you find yourself with too much to handle in your brains, where you find yourself having so much that it's overwhelming your brains. When you find that you got so much to think about and yet you are not able to think about that. Get that? We would call that maybe a situation of deadlock. In computing, a deadlock is that situation whereby a resource could be a printer that holds an activity that it was supposed to undertake and fails to undertake the situation, the activity or the task, and still demands for more task. That's the situation that ourselves we get into, where you find yourself with too much to think about, or you have something to figure out, but you are not able to figure out, and you find yourself having more to think about, and you just feel messed up in your brains. It's a situation that once in a while you find yourself in. How do you get yourself out of that situation? How do you stand up strong and be able to go back to your original self and be able to chart your way straight, be able to think straight? How do you get yourself out of this quagmire and be able to get a decision or be able to get a solution to what got you into this situation? That's something that I find myself in. And actually, to be honest, before I came to recording this podcast, I was in that situation. And for me, there are few things that I do. And I would recommend that you may buy what I do, or you may adopt your way of working out or walking out of such a situation. So what I do when I find myself in such a situation, it is number one, stop everything that I was intending to do. By that I mean if I had plans to maybe do a few things, a number of tasks that I was to undertake, I stop everything, I put everything at hold, I pause everything and do something that is completely different from what I had planned. That could be something like watching some videos on YouTube, or maybe a movie, or maybe watch some games if you are fun, or maybe try and engage yourself in something that is completely different from what was lined up for you. That's what I personally do. I just sit, maybe go on my TV and watch a few video clips that I would find entertaining, or that would be resourceful, or that would divert my mind, or that would draw my concentration too. That's one of the things that I do. Something else that I try to do, if it is during the day, I try to have a walk, or where possible, I take a drive and just go away from the environment that I was in when I was getting into that situation of confusion. And I go breathe out different air out there. Maybe go observe people out there. People do go about their business, people doing their things, people doing what they are doing. I just go walk and watch them do that. If I'm in an area where I can be able to access a forest, I just go out there and have a nature walk where there are not so many people. Maybe I just listen to the birds sing, or maybe, if possible, I watch some wild animals do their business. That one helped me find relaxation, the relaxation of the mind. It helps me calm down. It helps me be able to concentrate onto something, or rather, not really concentrate, but bring calm down my thoughts, calm down my thinking. And I find myself relieved, rejuvenated to undertake the task, or to undertake the activity, or whatever that got me into the situation of confusion. This is something that you can also adopt. Something else I try to do, I'm a fan of listening to music. So sometimes when I find myself in such a situation, other than just watching videos or movies or maybe going out for a nature walk, I listen to my music. I listen to my favorite playlist, maybe. I'm a fan of country music. I don't know what's your favorite genre, music genre, but I get myself into that and I just get myself thinking, listening to that music. That music brings about relaxation of the mind. It helps me calm down. It helps me slow down in terms of thinking. And that once brings things into order. It brings my mind back to one and not, going out there, throwing my mind anyhowly, randomly. That's something else that I find myself doing. And anytime I do this, I find myself relaxed, again, ready to go back into what got me into the situation of confusion. And the last thing that I find myself doing, maybe when I'm in that state of confusion, is have a chit chat with the whoever that I am with around. If they send someone in the house and we are with, definitely somebody that we are with in the house, I engage in a chit chat with him or her. In that case, it could be discuss something that is completely different from what got me into this situation, or maybe engage myself into some games of a kind. I engage them in some playing, some games, so that I may be able to, you know, be able to forget for a minute what got me into that situation of confusion and be able to do something different that would bring my mind, or that would have my mind settled, that would bring or that would calm down my mind. So these are some of the things that I do to help myself out of the situation, that situation of confusion. And that's why I entitled this episode, this podcast, When Confusion Hits. When you find yourself in a state of confusion, not that has not as something that, not the confusion that is brought abruptly by some bad news or something of the sort, but maybe you are thinking about something and you just find yourself, in that situation of confusion, not able to think straight, not able to to do the next thing that maybe you intended to do, or maybe to make a decision that you're intending to do. So that's how I handle my situation. I would really love to hear how you handle your situation. Please don't hesitate. If you get to hear this, share with me through the comment section, or maybe you can also send an email to me at rostob.co.ke. It's my website that you can also use to interact with me. Until our next meeting, and still our next episode, have yourself a good time. And please, my good friend, tell a friend to tell a friend about the Achievers podcast. Something good is happening. Tell them to listen to this and other podcasts that I have shared with you. And if you find that one is good, one that has, has really touched you, please don't hesitate. Comment, like, and share. Subscribe also for you to receive more notification on when I do this. Until our next episode, have yourself a good time. I love you all.